Hey, hey, what's up? Good evening, everybody. Good evening. It is 8 o'clock. It is 8:02. Did pretty good. I did pretty good. It is 8:02. Um, we're gonna get this thing started. We're gonna get these things started, making sure everything is connected. Good evening. Welcome to the real life relationship growth. Get together, chat it up, all of that good stuff. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you guys had a great day. I'm gonna give everybody a chance to jump in and come on here. Make sure we all good. I got my peoples in the back waiting to come on camera. So hey, let me do this. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping because we got to make sure all the information is good and everybody's in the right place. So do me a favor. Okay, it looks like we streaming well on all platforms. Woo! Cause for y'all that know, y'all know. Sister is struggling with trying to get everything right where it needs to be at the same time. Where it needs to be at the same time. So we're gonna get going. So hey, what's up? I'm Donna. Welcome to the Real Life Relationship Growth Platform Podcast, get together, channel, page, whatever you want to call it. It does not matter because we do the same thing wherever we are across the board. Now, let me let you guys know I am trying to be more consistent on just YouTube. I'm trying to get it going on YouTube. I was trying to kick that off last week, and guess what? As Facebook usually does for me, YouTube did it. YouTube popped out and we didn't see it, and it was all crazy. But I did upload the live, I did upload the discussion to YouTube. So please do me a favor, you guys. If you have not already, whether you're watching right now or you're going to pop in and see this later, if you have not already, please go to the real life. Let's take the out because people keep asking me, is it the real life or what? Go to real life relationship growth on YouTube. Do me that favor, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon. So anytime I'm going live, anytime we having a topic of discussion coming up, you won't miss it. It'll give you your reminder. And there are a plethora of videos already posted on the channel. Some are in the video section, some are in the live section. We did a part 1 and 2 of He Said, She Said, and both of them are posted. One is in the video section, live section, my apologies. Part 2 is in the video section because I had to upload it. But I need you guys to do that for me. If you would go to YouTube, and these things help right here. If you guys would go to YouTube and subscribe for me, please, I greatly appreciate it. So we are on Thursdays, every Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the purpose for this channel, this page, is to promote, produce, encourage healthy, growing relationships. Now, I truly believe and I understand that those relationships start with the male and the female dynamic. You have the man, you have the woman, they produce, they make the children, and everything just branches out from there, right? So, under that umbrella of that, we talk about all different things that relate to family, but primarily we deal with things that deal with the male female dynamic of relationship. So this is the criteria for you to be a part of this family. You have to be single, dating, courting, married, divorced, or widower. That is the criteria. If you fall under those categories, any one of those categories, you are in the right place. Welcome home, welcome to the family. All right, y'all. So each week we discuss different topics, and most of these topics, you guys, are brought to me by you all. So thank you so much for staying interested and bringing those topics so we can talk, so we can build, so we can grow. That is the point and the purpose of us here. So I'm going to do my introductions to my crew, the people that have graciously um joined me in doing this thing on different times. Now I have this young lady who seems to now be a staple of the RLRG community. A staple of the RLRG community. She is a good friend of mine, and I'm gonna bring her on camera, and we're gonna do our little because y'all may have heard it. What? You ready?
Ooh, ladies first. Ladies first.
My bad, sis. I was a little behind. My bad. My bad.
Oh, you good, you good.
Ladies first. Corey B. How are you, my dear?
I am fabulous. How are you?
Good, good, good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm
Good.
good. All right. All right.
Already up on YouTube and ready. Ready
Okay.
this week.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then this next gentleman I'm going to introduce and bring on. You guys have seen him here and there. Um he is not only wow, he's a man of many talents. He wears many hats. And one of those hats was not basketball. I'm gonna tell the story before he comes on because I don't need his interruptions. Y'all, this is my cousin.
I
This
bet.
is my cousin. Before I bring my cousin on, when I say the many talents, y'all, let me be clear. I used to wear him out in basketball when we were younger. Now he's gonna get on here and tell y'all a different story, but I've already laid the foundation. Y'all know what that looks like. Y'all know what that means. So let me bring my baby on, my cousin Cortland. What up?
What's going on, people? You know,
I was ready.
Michael Jordan never had to defend himself.
Uh,
To this
uh,
day, he's very revered. That's all I'm
I,
going to
I,
say.
I mean, I don't know that
That's
I
all
was
I'm going to say.
defending. I was just giving an introduction of
That's all I'm
facts.
going to say. I don't have to defend myself.
Wow.
Okay, okay.
Very
We'll leave it there.
revered to this day.
We'll, we'll leave it there, dishwasher.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, hey,
C-
your hands are the ones looking steady.
What?
Yo, brother had to wash the dishes every time he lost, and he stayed in the kitchen. The
But
next
mind you,
brother
though,
I'm going to bring on, hopefully things are working well on his end. I'm peeking, and hopefully we're working well on his end. This gentleman is one of four brothers in the Husband Show podcast. The Husband Show podcast. This gentleman is one of the four brothers. When I had the opportunity, I say it, and I'm gonna keep saying it. When the opportunity came for me to do some collaboration with them, I was all geeked and ready and appreciated that they decided to come on and join me. So anytime I ask, they like, sure, all right, cool. So this I'm gonna introduce Mr. Perry here. I don't know if Mr. Perry got his stuff together. It looks like yeah, he had some technical difficulties. But we're gonna oh Perry got two screens going on. I'm not quite sure which one. Maybe this one.
What is going on?
Oh boy. Oh my.
Perry, you there? All right.
It happens.
So let me do this. Let me do both of them. Perry, can you hear us? Yeah, we were just chatting and systems kind of failed and went down and and Perry went out, but we gonna keep this thing rolling. We're waiting for a second counterpart of the Husband Show podcast, Mr. Vince. Hopefully, Mr.
What
Vince will
the
be able to.
fuck?
Yeah. Pe- Perry, I don't know, sir. I don't know. Perry came on with us a few weeks ago, and he had a little difficulty in and out, but we'll see what happens. But we're gonna get started with this thing. We're gonna get started with this thing. What's up, family? I see my girls, my sis. Hey, Aretha. Hey, sis. Hey, Miss Latanya. Deja, what's up, lady? I hope you guys are doing good. It's Bob. Okay. I don't know what's going on. But Perry, we hope you get it straightened out and we can get you back on and get you on live and see if Vince will pop in and get him on live as well. But we are going to get started, you guys. We're going to get started. So our topic for tonight. Oh, I'm hearing something. Let's see what we got. Okay. All right. All right, y'all. We're gonna get started. Our topic for tonight is dang man again. Now I don't know where y'all minds went when y'all read what the topic is for this evening. I'm not sure if y'all thought originally where I was going with this when I came up with that topic. Dang man again. Again. Miss Corey, what was you thinking when you saw that topic?
Oh,
When I
based
said
on
this is
what
what
we've
we
done,
do.
based on what we've done in the past, I guess like I thought the men fumbled the ball again.
Okay.
Again.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
she asked what the first thoughts were. What were the first thoughts? And I said, based on what we've done in the past, the men fumbled the ball. You did
Okay.
something. You're always
Okay.
doing something. So put your hands down. It's believable.
Based on some of the stuff we've done in the past.
Definitely believable.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Cuzzo, what were your thoughts?
I mean, I definitely thought somebody messed up, but dang man is a regular saying. So the fact that you just took the word man and is associated to us men, see, you're starting off wrong already. Starting off wrong already.
She asked me what my first thoughts were. First thoughts based on what we've done in the past. If you don't know what we're talking about, go ahead and check out all of those shows. They were amazing.
But we talked about men and women in the past.
We did, but y'all were wrong most of the time. So
Oh,
it's cool.
You know
oh,
what? We're gonna
okay.
talk offline.
Yeah, I gotta keep these two separate sometimes. Keep these two separate sometimes. Okay, keep these two separate sometimes. All right, y'all. So let me elaborate a little bit, because sometimes I will post a topic, a subject matter, and it will not necessarily be what everyone thinks. And I kind of like that because it leaves the openness for different thought. We can hear you, Perry. Just can't see you, bruh. But if you good with us hearing you, we fine with that. What you think? Okay. So he'll pop in when he can. So I like for it to be kind of broad. I like for there to be people's juices start flowing and they're like, And so that's why I asked you guys at the beginning, what did you all think the subject was about? The matter of topic was about. That's why I asked that question. Um yeah. That's why I asked that question. So this is where this is coming from, y'all. Because I made a post on Facebook and I gave a list of upcoming topics. I gave a list of upcoming topics that we're going to be discussing. And with these different topics, we came up with these different topics. I'm sorry. Um, there's a list, and we go all the way through to Thanksgiving. To Thanksgiving, we won't have a live on Thanksgiving, of course. So like I said, I'll be in LA celebrating with my oldest. Um, but tonight, dang man, again, it says sex. Now that I have your attention, see you on Thursday. Now that I have your attention, see you on Thursday. that was the ending part of this topic. So let's get started with this thing, y'all. Let's get started with this thing. So I was watching a video earlier this week. Um, hey Jimmy, I was watching a video earlier this week and it just tied in to thoughts that I was having going toward this subject, right? It just tied in. And let me give y'all a little backdrop of the video. The video was a father, his wife, and his two daughters. One appeared to be a teenager, the other one appeared to be an adult. She was older, right? And they were having a discussion with him, and he started out pretty much and he was saying, men aren't romantic, women are romantic. Like, men aren't romantic, women are romantic. We're not romantic like y'all think we should be and like y'all want us to be. men aren't romantic. And the daughter was saying the image that we get, and some of us have gotten growing up, when you look at Disney movies, for example, the girl is always trying to position herself and be available and ready for the man. The man is always out trying to conquer and destroy and all of that stuff, right? That's his position. That's what he's doing. Um and the mom was saying, the wife was saying, but as women, we want y'all to be romantic. We want to see the romantic gestures. And he's saying we're not built that way. Men aren't built that way. We don't care about that stuff. We don't care about that stuff. And here's how we're going with this topic, y'all. Here's where we're going with this. When I sent the topic to the those who were going to join me tonight, when I sent the topic for those who were going to join me tonight, this is what I put. I said, we will be tapping into the whys of sexual turn-ons, what the other really wants, and turn-offs. What makes this happen? What makes this happen? Again, when I thought about this topic a few weeks ago, I was like, yeah, this got to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. This needs to be a good one because there are so many relationships, husband and wives, who are struggling with sexual turnoffs. There's so many complaints and problems, whether they come down to aging, life problems, ED, menopause, and vaginal dryness is an issue, and all of these things, right? All of those things happen in life. They may happen at some point to some or all, possibly, right? So, with those things coming about and those issues coming about for us in life, let's start at the lower level. Let's start at the level where they were younger. And when they got started with each other, they were in love and they was feeling each other and they couldn't get enough of each other. They could not get enough of each other. I'm gonna tell y'all, my family is a really open family when it comes to sexual exploitation and conversation. My mom was wide open with us. She was, excuse me, she was open with us in the areas of teaching us to understand our bodies, what we enjoy, what we like when we get to a certain age. This is what this is supposed to look like and feel like. So don't let anybody tell you that sex is a dirty word, because it's not. But that's how my household was, right? And in that, in that, she used to say, I don't know how your father and I got out of the house for going to church. Like, because one look and it was like, or going anywhere. She referenced church because dressing up, they already got their clothes on, hair done, and suits all. Because there were 4 of us, and we were stair steps. We were stair steps. So again, sexual conversations was not a hush hush in our home. It wasn't that, right? But there's that point where you start out, and he can't even walk by you without you being like, mm, mm, okay, okay. There was that time when she walked by and you can't help but to pat that behind and make sure you put your hands on her when that stuff starts out. So we want to come from that direction of how does this go wrong? And the more we talk about this, I'm really, really hoping, and I know you guys will get it. You'll see where I'm going with this. Hey, Jimmy. You'll see what I'm going with this, and we'll lead into that part where we come to that togetherness. Because y'all already know the whole goal is to resolve issues. Resolve issues. That is our whole goal. That is our whole goal. So, I'm gonna start with the brother. Now, mind you guys, we had the plan was to have 2 married men on tonight, the Husband Show podcast. So hopefully Cuzzo is gonna be able to hold it down. And I knowing that not being able to come from a perspective of a married man, because I wanted a single man, and the 2 married men on here, but we're gonna flow this thing. We're gonna flow this thing, and I'm gonna see what I can do on the backdrop here, because I see my brother Jimmy. Ha ha. Ha ha. Hey Jimmy, somebody send Jimmy a text. I see my brother Jimmy here in the backdrop, and I know Jimmy know what that means. I know Jimmy know what that means. Jimmy is another brother. Jimmy and his wife Rachel have a wonderful platform as well. And it's called Relationship Real Talk. I always get it wrong, y'all. I'm sorry. I always get it wrong. Jimmy, put in the chat you guys platform for me, please. Platform. So I'm gonna start with Cortland. I'm gonna start with you, Cuzzo. From a single man's perspective, because we're gonna walk this thing. From a single man's perspective, and looking at wants and desires and needs going into, and I know you looking to be a husband at some point someday, that sexual part of it, like how important is that in a single man's mind going into the next level? Like how important is that in your thoughts?
Do you want me to touch on that romance thing, or are we going to get to that?
No, you can start wherever you like, because if
Okay.
that walks into what you want, yeah,
All right.
that's
So
fine.
on the romance thing, I disagree with the father. I don't believe. I think some men aren't romantic. But I also believe some men are romantic, just like some women aren't romantic, and some women are romantic. But I also believe for men, it's we pick and choose when to be romantic. And I also believe that for men, that if you zap our energy, it's hard for us to be romantic. So if we were a woman who was always pulling at us and taking basically and pouring the water out of our vessel, so we're empty, it's hard for us to be romantic. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for us to conjure up that energy to try to figure out, or to try to do, or to try to whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because we're emotionally tired at this point, or we might even be physically or mentally drained. You know what I'm saying? So as far as the romance thing goes, I don't think it's a matter of men are not romantic. I just think if that man likes you, he's gonna go all out. But if you are a woman who is not appreciative of the man that you have, but you want him to be the Disney movie, he's not gonna be able to do it because he does not feel appreciated. You know what I'm saying? As far as the other point, okay. So I'm Mr. Hot Buttons. I can't answer for men because I think I look at it differently. Because for me, not saying that sex isn't important, but I don't view the importance of sex when getting to know somebody, or when dealing with somebody, or trying to have trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I word this correctly. Trying to build a relationship. I mean, the biggest point, I'm abstinent. So for me, it's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like sex is not a compelling point to have a completion to the relationship. A lot of people are like, well, I can't move forward in a relationship unless I know what the sex is like. I don't vibe off that. So for me, I need other things in place to know if I can vibe off of the relationship. Like there are 4 important components in my you know what I'm saying? First, you have to be able to get to somebody's mind, right? Once you get to somebody's mind, you got to be able to get to their heart. Once you get to their heart, You got to get to their spirit, and then the physical will just fall into place. But a lot of people like to get to the mind and then get to the physical and skip all the in between stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where you mess up, because you have a physical connection, but you ain't built nothing else. So then you're wondering why the relationship fell apart when there was no foundation. You try to put up structures with no foundation. You know what I mean? So for me, because I want to be married, I maneuver a little bit differently. Now, when I was out there and I didn't care, then yeah, sex was something that I was like, but I didn't look at her like, yeah, she got potential. No, I looked at her like, yeah, that body's sitting right. So it was a different mindset, and that's just coming from a single person. So the married men might look at it totally differently.
Yep.
Okay. Perry, we can hear you. You said
Why is it every time I try to come on here and they won't show me? Like, I don't get it. We was just vibing, kicking it, and as soon as you went live, I was out of there. They was like, yeah, scram, fella. What is up with that?
Yeah, I don't know, but we can hear you.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, but yeah, we can hear you. So if you wanna I don't want to say piggyback or comment off of what Cortland said or stemming, because I heard you say yep. So what does that mean to you as a married man? How does that look?
As far as what you mean, the intimacy, is that what y'all were talking about?
Right. Because initially, I know you was trying to get things together. Initially, I was talking about a video that I watched, and the father was talking to his 2 daughters and his wife, and he was saying how men aren't romantic. That's something that women want and women feed into, but men aren't romantic. What are your thoughts?
He might be onto something, because I'm not romantic, but I'm sensual, and I'm PDA kind of guy. So yeah, as far as I'm gonna bring you home a dozen roses and all that. Nah, I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna wash your goddamn car and make sure your oil is changed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna make sure the house straight. All that kind of stuff like that. So yeah, he might be onto something, because that's, like Corey said, man. That's really in a marriage. I'll say in a marriage, that's kind of superficial. You know what I'm saying? It's almost, you're going to be mad when I say this, it's almost fake shit. Like, why am I bringing you a dozen roses home? I know you don't like fucking flowers. Or they going to die. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. Like, I'm going to fill your car up. I'm filling your car up with gas. That's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then later on, hey, you know what it is.
Right.
Why you looking like that, Corey? So, what the hell that mean? She look like, boy, shut your old ass up.
Corey, what you got? Because there was a few hams in that, Corey. Because I got a few hams, but I'm gonna let you.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you tackle that first, Corey. What's your ham?
I mean, hey, I see what he's saying. I've never been married, so I wouldn't know. But I think that when we're talking about this, it makes me think of love languages, because I think romance is up to what the person thinks is romantic. I think that it also takes a certain level of creativity, and some people don't think there. Do you know what I'm saying? Some people are more predictable or hands-on, so I'll change the oil and wash your car, versus the person that's like, oh my gosh, on the 23rd day of June, she said, so let me get something with 623 on it, and she'll know exactly. Everybody's not there. So I think that romance is in the eye of whoever is beholding it. And I think that you appreciate whatever that is. Once the person knows you better, or you know that person, or how long y'all been together, I think that you appreciate it more. You have this kind of person that says, listen, my man makes sure I'm taken care of. I can be on this. I don't know if you guys remember that. The guy that his girlfriend got into an accident, and he ran, he went to go to her, and she's like, you can't get here. He realized she was right. Traffic was backed up, and he ran all the way up to where she was with the ambulance and everything else like that.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
some people may say that that's romantic. No, he's concerned about his lady's safety.
Right.
For
Mm-hmm.
him, is she
Mm-hmm.
okay? Is she safe? Is she, so I
Mm-hmm.
think that whole romance thing depends on who you are and where you are, I
Yep.
guess, in the relationship.
Yep. Yep. I can agree with that. Marcus, as well. Marcus says, I think it depends on your partner and your desire to please them that will cause you to do something you might not usually do. I'm going to jump on that one because that was my kind of my Perry.
Yeah, go ahead with it now.
So I get it and I hear you and I understand what you're saying. And Corey, you made some really great points. Everybody's making great points that it depends. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder in that sense, right? But this is my but to that. In that process, kind of what Marcus was saying, something you might not usually do. The something you might not usually do part is where I'm coming in and saying, I like that part. Because just because you, gentlemen, may think flowers are a waste of money or they're going to die and it doesn't make sense, how does that make her feel, though, to receive those flowers? So something that you might not usually do, if you know your partner, if you know your lady loves a certain thing, and she finds those gestures as romantic, is it really a waste of time, a waste of money? What y'all think? Is that a waste?
Where is wanting flowers and that so-called romantic? Where is that coming from? Like, I don't think that's us. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, I don't really want to say what I want to say, but I don't think
Why
that.
not? Say what you want to say, Perry. This real
That's
life relationship growth.
that's some shit we adapted from white people. Like,
Okay.
come on, you know what I'm saying? Like flowers and all that shit like that. Like, take you to dinner, treat you like a lady, open the doors, do all that good stuff like that. Like, that's romantic. Like, that's, let's do something that's conducive to us. Like, I just think doing all the Valentine's, and I'm from Detroit, so in Michigan we had Sweetest Day. That was like Valentine's for
Mhm.
men.
Mhm.
It's the weirdest shit in the world. And then when I went in the army, I was like, "Hey man, when is Sweetest Day?" Everybody's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah,
Sweetest day.
that's exclusive to y'all
Yeah,
three
yeah.
states.
I've heard of that. I've heard of
Sweet
Yeah.
Sweetest
Sweetest
Day
Day.
before. Mhm.
So I just don't get down. I mean, just the flowers. I mean, anything else that like you said, you got to know your mate. So once you know her, like if she likes flowers, I'll be like, dude, I don't want to fucking buy you flowers. Can I make your garden bed in the back or some shit? Like, something like that. Like,
So so
I
so
think
Perry.
it's
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Cortland.
I think it's two questions for me. How often is your partner requiring you to be romantic?
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Because maybe that guy's quota is once a year. Let's just be real. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Maybe once a
hmm
year. Because to be romantic, you got to. Corey said it. It's a lot of extra thought.
hmm
So, are you drinking already? Dang.
Oh, look at him.
It's just water.
He
I didn't mean to
drives me
disrupt with the noise.
crazy.
Sorry. It was just I was
I'm
just
coming to the
sorry. Let me mute
DMV.
myself and pour some water.
I'm on your ass. I'm on your ass, Corey. I'm sick of
Dang.
your shit. Go ahead, Cortland. I'm
So
listening, brother.
it's like that. His quota may be filled with all the other responsibilities, all the other things that he's already thinking about, or that he feels like he has to do to put that energy towards making that right. So if his partner, almost said pastor, it's his partner asking him to do something outside of the quota that he already has. And then number two, I'm assuming we're talking about married people here. Or if we are talking about people in a relationship, maybe they've been in a relationship for a minute. Is this something that was established in the beginning? Like, I'm not gonna just bring you roses out of the blue and I've never brought you roses before. You know what I'm saying? Or you never alluded to the fact that, hey, that's something I like. Now the only reason you want roses is because your girlfriend at work got roses. So it's not a real
Mm-hmm.
situation. You just competing with what she got. You know what I'm saying?
Well, now remember we're talking about knowing our partner. Whether you're married or you all are in that committed relationship and y'all are walking that thing to even see if you're going toward marriage, right?
Right.
If you know that's something that she likes, and truth be told, she may have seen her girlfriend's man do something for her and felt it was romantic, and she relayed that information to you, that hey, I like that, not necessarily because such and such did it, not because Corey man brought her flowers, now I want flowers, but as a woman, we have different, we got this thing, men and women, we're different. There's a huge difference. When we say that, we have to understand that and know that that means something. If we say that men and women are different, yet we want to be together, that means that we should be taking the time to hone in on those differences, hone in on those things that say, hey, this makes her feel good or this makes him feel good. It's not just a one-sided thing. It's not just a one-sided thing. Perry, you've been married for how long?
24 years come Monday.
24 years come Monday. Yes. Happy
Mhm.
anniversary to
Thank you,
you and
thank you,
First
thank you,
Lady.
I've been
thank
single that
24.
long.
You been single that long?
you. Hey, we rocking, baby.
So let me say this. Let me say this. 24 years. Based on what you're saying, Perry, it may be obvious that your wife don't care for flowers.
Nah,
Or she
nah.
doesn't care for certain things.
Yeah, yeah. She's very easy to please. You know what I'm saying? Like she don't ask for a lot. So, and that might be a little bias on my side. So maybe I should rephrase what I said because Claudette is like, "What did he say about white people in romance?" No, I'm not talking. I should have said commercial.
Cause yeah,
I
yeah.
should have said commercial.
Perry, Claudette is my older sister,
Yeah.
and Paul, my brother-in-law, is a white man.
Well, that's all right. I got a little Obama. It's okay.
I
My first
know,
wife
I
was
know.
white. It's all right.
Yeah, I know. We
But
we
what
we
I'm
all
saying,
good here.
yeah, I think it's
I
more
got what you were
commercial.
saying.
Yeah, it's more
Mhm.
commercial. I should have said that. Yeah.
Hallmark.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
There you go. Be quiet,
yeah.
Corey.
We
Don't
get
nobody
what you're
want to hear
saying.
it. I can read your face.
So I want to kind of segue a little bit into what Cortland said. Oh Lord, it just escaped me. Cortland said,
Which one? Because I said about meeting the quota. So
okay.
basically, you know what I'm saying? Have you passed your partner's romance level? So he's not able
Mhm.
to give you more, she's not able to give you more within that time frame. Like how much are you expecting? Let's just say within a year. Like how much romance are you expecting in a year? And then the other
Mhm.
part was about I forgot that quick too. But the other part was about like did y'all if y'all been together for a long time, is this something that y'all started in the beginning and not just all of a sudden 17 years later, all of a sudden now you want to throw this extra wrinkle in?
Okay. I kind of got it. Kind of came back to me when you said pretty much capacity. Like, right?
Yes.
So, yes. One of the things that the gentleman said on the video was, I'm sorry, this was a different video that I watched, and I actually recorded it as I was listening to it. And this brings me back to that. One of the things that the husband said in this particular conversation was that he was tapped out. He was literally tapped out. He was tapped out financially. He was tapped out at work. He would go to work and people were applauding him. He was a public speaker, and everywhere he went, he was getting attention, 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 right? So when he came home, his wife was looking for him to be that same person that he is at work. Like everybody else is praising you, everybody else is getting the best of you, everybody what. And he was saying that he was tapped out, talking about capacity. He was saying that he was tapped out. He said he just wanted to come home and be regular old Joe. He didn't want all of that. He didn't want to have to put up all of that. And she was like, I expected him to be the priest of the home, to be praying for us, to be leading us out in worship, to be making the decisions on this and that. And because he does that there, why can't he come home and do it?
That's his job.
And she,
Yeah, and that's
there you go.
That's exhausting. That's taxing.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what he was saying. So he was saying, I was not noticing her in that sexual way because she was frustrating me. She was frustrating me. So with that, it just trickled downhill. And now, how you used to walk by and you used to smack that behind? I don't even want you. I don't even want you walking by me at this point. Cause it's like,
It'd be
so
like
that. Yeah.
Expectation is not always reality.
And uncommunicated expectations is a nail in the coffin, baby.
Right.
Right. That's right. That's right. Miss Corey, what
Yep.
What's your thoughts, Corey? The brother didn't even want to pat the behind no more. He didn't even want to tap that tail as you walk by.
So this reminds me of a conversation that I watched between Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin. You all may have seen it circulating the internet, but he was saying, when I come home, I just want to take the world off, and just relax. And, she was like, well, why? You smile at everybody else. When I get home, when you get home, I get the worst of you. I get the least of you. Everybody else gets everything else. And when you come to me, you don't want to do. So first, right, you don't want to do any of the things. So first, I would say home is where you're supposed to be able to relax and calm yourself and get away from the world and feel safe. At the same time, there's energy that needs to be dedicated to home as well. Like it's almost like when people talk about the pastor who gets divorced, it's because he's spending so much time at the church, he doesn't take care of home. It's the same kind of concept. You can't get mad at me because I want romance and love. You are everything to everybody else. When it comes to me, all right, I'm tired. So I need you to understand that I'm tired and I can't give you anything. I have 0 left in the tank. What that means is you need to let some other stuff go so that you can take care of what we have here, because we're feeding into each other and I'm feeding into you and you're giving to everybody else. My tank doesn't get filled.
That's tricky though. That's very tricky because
it's tricky, but it's selfish if I am everything to everyone else except the people who, if something were to happen to me, they are at the loss. If I'm everything to everybody else and something happens to me, they'll mourn for a week. My family has to deal with it for the rest of their lives. If I have to give back to them, there's a problem. Why am I treating them like, okay, they'll be there? They won't.
Y'all, I'm sorry, give me 1 second. We have one more guest that's going to jump in on with us. Everybody else knows this gentleman, but Perry, I'm gonna introduce y'all real quick. This is my brother, Mr. Jimmy Rogers.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? Can you hear me?
What's up?
Yeah, we can hear you. Real quick, Jimmy, tell us your platform.
Relationship Real Talk.
Relationship Real Talk.
Yep.
Is he on the phone?
Yeah,
I am.
Jimmy's doing us. Yeah, I appreciate it, Jimmy. Jimmy is bowling. This is his bowling night. Bowling night.
All right, Mr. 400.
Listen, she is spot on, guys. This example that you all gave about this husband, he is failing to uphold his responsibility as a husband. His first responsibility is to take care of his home.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow that all the way back to the Bible. What good is a man that's going to take care of the world, but his home is in peril?
Hmm.
So he doesn't realize what he's actually telling his wife is this outside stuff is way more important to me than what's going on in our household. That's really the message that he's sending.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, when we talk about romance and men being romantic, if the truth be told, because I have 21 years of experience working with couples, and when I tell you there is no reciprocity in romance,
Hmm.
Mm-mm.
you
None.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See the problem with society is women only want to be receivers. They don't want to give anything as consistently as they want it.
Oh, this brother right here, this brother right here.
And so
All
what
right, King.
so what's happening is now you're getting men who are just burnt out. They're tired of all these gestures, and in their mind, y'all want to give us garbage in return. Like
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
like like for instance, ladies. I'm just gonna say this, and ladies, if I'm lying, you all correct me if I'm wrong. The
Okay.
average woman thinks her giving me sex on Father's Day or my birthday is special.
I like this
I
guy.
can agree. I've definitely heard that. Um, I can agree. Now I'm gonna say I can agree that it's said. I don't agree to it being done, but I can agree.
Right, right. So I think romance. Okay, so all the ladies that are complaining about their man being romantic, was he romantic when y'all first started dating?
Right,
Right.
If
right,
if he was, what happened?
right.
Something
Mm-hmm.
happened. Hey, I gotta go bowl. I'll be right back.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
It was
that was a
discovered.
great point because
Yeah,
remember
big
we
time.
talked about that at the beginning. I said we need to understand the reasoning that there's a disconnect and there's a lapse. Jimmy should have muted. Let me see if let me let me try to
Don't
mute Jimmy until he
don't
comes back.
don't try to mute me.
Just until you come back, Jim. Just until you come back. um and I get what you all are saying. I get what you men are saying that it tends to be one sided. Because let Valentine's Day come around.
Mm-hmm.
And the expectation is the thought from the majority of society is women should receive flowers, candy, take out to dinner, all of this stuff, women, women, women. And I totally get that and I understand that. But y'all have to understand something too, gentlemen. Y'all have to understand something. Just as you all were told to be a certain thing, a man does this, a man does that. There are women on the other side of it that are taught and told to be receivers. In other words, I'm not saying just take and don't help and don't give, but be that soft, be that this and be that that and the man is the lead and the head, which I agree. I totally agree. I don't care what position I'm in. I truly believe that the man is the head. A man that is properly leading in a godly fashion is the head. I totally believe that. But just as you all are kind of frustrated with the factor of the man is supposed to do this and the man is supposed to do that, because remember, we're raised like the girl said in the Disney movies. She's the princess. She's dainty. She waits. She receives. He conquers. He does all of that. And I'm not saying it's the right mindset to be in. I'm not saying that's the right mindset, but just as society said one thing for you all, they also said one thing for us. So how do those couples, how do those people get that balance that says and my daddy did all of this. So I saw my dad, we talk about that too. We get to that one point too. But how do we get that balance that the expectation, unrealistic as it may be in some arenas, that the ladies shouldn't sit back and just wait for it. How do we handle that?
Well, can I say this?
Yes.
For earlier in the conversation we was talking about man comes home and he's spent, nothing left to give. Well, you want me the way I am in the world, but I don't want to be that guy when I come home. But you're mad about me not being that guy. You got to understand the way I am out there. That's what's feeding us. That's why the kids straight. That's why, God forbid, if I leave here, y'all actually better off because y'all gonna have all the goddamn money. But you gotta
I'm sorry.
understand.
I'm sorry,
Can you
Perry.
hear me?
I'm sorry, Perry. I'm sorry, Perry. Jimmy, can you do me a favor? Can you mute until you're ready to talk?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay. All right. There you go. Go ahead,
I
Perry.
felt like I was at the bowling alley.
Yeah, we about to get strikes, all of us.
but the way I am in the world, and when I come home, I'm not like that, and you're mad about it. But the way I am out there, and how I am, is why we're where we're at. You know what I'm saying? Can you I'm doing all that so we can be straight, the kids straight, you straight. God forbid something happened to me. Hell, y'all might be in a better damn position. You know. Yeah. So you got, it's like a give and a take, and like my wife, she used to tell me all the time, her grandfather, because her father passed when she was young, used to tell her, you need to meet a guy that's going to treat you like a princess. I said, that's fine and dandy. Did he tell you how to treat the man that's going to treat you like a princess? He didn't mention that part, did he? Yeah, it's a two-way street.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a two-way street. It is a two-way street. It is a two-way street. Corey, you got something on that? Y'all give me a second. Corey, you got something on that?
Sure. So
Don't clear your throat. Oh.
Every time she does that, you know she's coming with something crazy, don't you?
Yeah.
Crazy. No, I agree to an extent. I get that what you do makes what happens in the home possible. Mm-hmm. Just don't give everything you have so that there's nothing left.
Nothing for you at the end of the day. Yeah.
Because, I mean, I've heard people talk about, women want, someone who provides this and does that, but they get upset when he's never home. Mm-hmm. My question is, well, where is he? Shouldn't he be laying his head at home? Shouldn't he? I should see him at some point. Where is he at? To me, that doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. You make time for what is important to you. Yes, your job is important, but if I am important, well, my feelings
make
are
some
important,
time. Yeah,
you're gonna do something. Make some time, and I'm not saying that. That the man should not work hard to make sure his family's taken care of. I'm not saying that. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying emotionally, because that's big. You being emotionally drained or being zapped of your energy, that's big. Mm-hmm. But there's different types of tired. You can be mentally tired, physically tired, emotional tired, and drained is a whole nother ball game. But if we can't fill each other up there, eventually you're just going to be like a walking shell. Mm-hmm. But we got to be able to give something back to each other. Otherwise, what are we doing?
So can I chime in real quick?
Yes, please.
So let's just think about this from childhood, right? From childhood, women are taught that there's sugar and spice and everything nice. Mm-hmm. And boys are taught if you don't have no money, you ain't gonna get no honey. Mm-hmm. Men are taught how to treat women. Women are not taught how to treat men. Women are only taught what to expect from a man. They're not taught how to treat a man. Mm-hmm. So here's what is really happening. When a man feels that he is only a resource, he loses romance for the woman he's supposed to love. All I am to you is somebody that's providing you a certain lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Because when it comes down to my emotional and mental needs and stability, you seem to be absent.
Yep.
Right? But now, Courtney, you are right. No person, man or woman, should be outside of his or her home, burning themselves out, and when they get home, they don't have anything for their spouse and family. Mm-hmm. That means one of two things are going on. Either there is an unrealistic expectation from the spouse, or the person that's out there working real hard has some unmet desires that they have in their heart. Because, some people are just hell bent on status,
Mm-hmm.
and they will do whatever it takes to get to this place that they think is the pinnacle of life. And they don't care what they sacrifice to get there,
Right.
family, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I believe
But
that.
but in most cases, it's because I want to live in a gated community. I want to drive this. I want to do this. I want to live in this square footage house. I want an 8 carat ring. Well, if you want all that, do you know what it takes to acquire that and to be able to
Mm-hmm.
sustain all of that?
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm actually doing what it takes to sustain all of that, I don't need to hear you complaining, because that's why I'm tired. That's why I don't
Right.
have it anymore. So
Yep.
so so we have to look at it from all angles. We have to look at it from, are there unrealistic expectations, or crazy expectations put on the man where he has to go out there and work, or is he just a person that just is an overachiever and he's trying to conquer the world, but not balanced enough to have what it takes to be a equally good father.
Yeah, because all of that plays a part. All of that plays a part. Um, because this is the thing, the thought also. What you do at the beginning of this relationship is what I'm going to expect.
Yep.
So to have that
Mm-mm.
balance, like you were saying, Jimmy, that second part of it, like, in other words, is he faking the funk? Is he faking the funk at the beginning just to get what he wants and to get to the position and where he wants with her? And then when she's expecting those things, then it crashes and burns, and now you're expecting too much of me. Um, you want this and you want that, and I can't give this and I can't give that. But Jimmy, I like what you said when you first came on. Um, and this is not a he's wrong, she's right,
Mm-hmm.
same thing, vice versa. But
Mm-hmm.
what you said when you came on was, in the example I gave, you helped the husband was wrong because he was putting all this energy outside of the house. Then when he came in the house and she was needing that, because that's the man she saw. Do you know how impressive it is to watch your man up there and capturing, and he got the room and people are applauding, and he's doing all these great things. Then he comes home and he like, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. What does she do? What does she now do when those realistic expectations are not being met?
What she should do is, first of all, she should look internally. This is what I would suggest to any person. I don't care if it was the man that's feeling the way she's feeling. I would
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest that you look internally and say, what expectations have I been putting on my spouse that he feels he has to go do all of this? Now he's burnt out. He don't have anything for me. How can I
Mm,
relieve him of some of those burdens?
mm-hmm.
Right
Mm-hmm.
now, that's one choice. The other choice is going to be for him. Once she has that conversation with him, he has to be honest with himself. What am I chasing? What am I chasing?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
this a pride thing? Is this a ego thing? What am I chasing? Is this notoriety thing that I want? What am I chasing where I'm burning myself out, where I don't have the capacity when I get home to be a husband and a father?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
has to be honest with himself. And even if the script was flipped, that's the same question she would have to ask herself, right?
Right.
These are real issues that are happening in relationships, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are
Oh
real
yeah.
issues,
Oh
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we're not being honest with ourselves. We're not. One side is not being honest. Where sometimes there are unrealistic expectations. You trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Mm-hmm.
Cortland was right. In many cases, that woman never thought about no goddamn flowers since she saw her girlfriend get some flowers,
All
shake her head at work.
right. All right.
Mm-hmm.
She never had a desire for no flowers. Now she want to compete with her coworker,
Yeah.
right? That's the truth.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that that is honestly the truth in some cases, right?
In some
but
cases, yes.
yeah, but in other cases, it is a matter of no. She's voiced that, but he didn't feel it was important, so that was his fault.
Yeah.
And
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 see, go
and so this is what I'm saying. It has to be reciprocity. Oh, it's my bowl. I gotta go bowl. I'll be right back.
ahead.
Go ahead, Perry. Pick it up, Perry.
But
You were saying.
see, Donna, you had said earlier that maybe he was faking the funk in the relationship, and that really wasn't him or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to tell you, and we kind of just went through this little spell right here in our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get to a certain age and a certain point in the marriage, y'all not the same people no more. Like it's so
True.
real. And
Yes.
and
True.
and me and my wife had to actually talk about that shit because we was like, hey man, what the actual fuck is going on here? Because you used to be like this. Well, she was like, well, you used to be like this, but you're gonna change. You like it just happens. It happens, man. Change is inevitable.
It is. I love that, Perry. I
Yeah,
love that, and I
it's so
appreciate
real.
you. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that real
Oh yeah,
life
look,
relationship
listen.
growth.
It was some
Yeah.
tears. It was some tears being shed around this motherfucker. It was some finger pointing, and mama ain't shit. And I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy because
Everybody
Yeah.
give us praise.
we we
Sheesh.
we don't argue like that. So for us to argue like that, it threw us both back. And I'm just like, dude, I'm 50. I'm about to be 53. You're about to be another age that I'm not, and we're not the same. I'm not
Yeah.
28-year-old Perry. You know what I'm saying? So it's like little shit like that you gotta realize. And one more thing I gotta say this because all the fellas that come on my podcast, the Husband Show podcast, we talk about this. A woman. Now y'all tell me if I'm wrong, Corey. I don't even want to see your face looking at my face right now.
You know what? All right.
All right, no, I'm just like, no, come on.
Come back, girl.
Come back.
They don't even know
No,
what they want. They want you
yeah.
here. They don't want you
What
here.
you
Men
really
don't know
want
what they
from
want.
look at you twisting it up. Okay. All
Go
right.
ahead, Perry.
Anyway,
Go ahead,
okay,
Perry.
I'm sorry. So, um, we all have agreed, like, and I'm talking like 10 married men that's been in marriages for a while. We all believe a woman will concierge her life to her relationship. Now, that's not being fake. That's not being phony, right? That's
Right.
her shifting her life and herself to benefit her family. That's the kids. That's the husband,
That's
dogs,
right.
whatever. And we all agree that that's what y'all do. So a lot of guys are saying that's fake. No, dog, they not wired like us.
Right. Right.
They
Oh,
have
I
no
love
problem
that.
with doing,
That's
yeah,
called a help
going,
me.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
That's what that's called.
yeah, yeah.
Well, Perry, I will say women used to do that. That's not the modern day woman.
Talk about it, King. I was talking about our age group. That's all.
Thank. Okay, if we gonna talk about it, let's be honest.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
That is not the modern
This
day
is true.
woman.
This is true.
That
yeah.
This is
that
true.
that was the woman, my mama's age.
Well, that's
You know
that's
what I'm
that's
saying?
why we got to go back. That's why we got to go back to doing things and having discussions like this, y'all, because those young ones don't know this, and
Well, they.
I don't know where that skip lag came in,
Oh
but
yeah.
there has been a big difference in changing how people date and how they look at each other and what the expectations of a wife or a husband
Yep.
should be.
Yep.
It's been a
Yeah.
lot.
I think what started to happen is one of the things that I do when I'm working with couples, when we first start, I'll ask a question, right? I'll ask the man, I'll say, who trained you as you were growing up how to be a husband?
Mm.
Mm,
Mm.
mm.
And then I'll ask the woman, who trained you when you were growing up how to be a wife? And everybody's answer is unanimous, nobody.
Nobody.
Mm.
Most guys will say, I was trained how to be a man. In other words, how to provide, how to work, get a job, all that. And a woman would say, well, I was kind of taught how to be self-sufficient, don't depend on a man, get my education, blah, blah, blah. But nobody was trained how to be this thing that we get in relationships to be, which is a husband and a wife, right?
Yeah.
So
Mm.
so guess what's inevitable?
Huh.
I love it.
Failure.
Divorce.
It's failure.
Yep.
Fights,
Yep.
stress, struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's all inevitable. But it doesn't have to end in divorce if you recognize, okay, I am deficient.
Right.
So what can I do to become more efficient as a husband or wife? But see, people don't want to admit that it's them too.
There you go.
Right. Right. Oh, there
Yep.
go that accountability word we've been
Yep.
Yeah,
throwing
Hey, hey,
around.
hey.
yeah. Yeah, see, so it's easier for a man to just say, well, she don't want to be a wife. And it's easier for a woman to say, well, he don't know how to love me. Well, I mean, come on now. Guys, listen, at the end of the day, both of you all are dropping the ball and nobody wants to take ownership. Hey, we dropped the ball. So look, here's what I'm gonna do moving forward. And if both people come to the table like that, that's when resolution can really happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Success.
nobody wants to be wrong.
No, man, and that's
Still at this big age, nobody wants to be wrong.
Perry. Everybody in the world knows that we ain't perfect, right?
Right. We all know.
Every human being knows that. But if you ask a human being to point out what areas in life they're not perfect, they can't
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
in their heart, they really do believe they're perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. They
Yeah.
believe there's nothing wrong. They just right. Yeah. We do. We definitely do that. We
Oh
definitely
yeah.
do that. Again, that big word accountability.
Man, the
That
A
big
word.
word. The A word. The A word.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
But I would tell everybody, man, like I don't know. If you got you somebody, man, you got to put that ego to the side because that's a big problem too. You got to go ahead and put that to the side. Like if that person is down for you like they really supposed to be, you shouldn't be ashamed to be your real self. Like put the ego to the side. You wrong, you fucking wrong. You might be right, and she
Mm-hmm.
might have been wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You still just got to come to the table. Hey, give me a kiss. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's the toughest shit in the world. It sounds
Mhm.
easy, but it's hard as shit. It really is. It really is.
So worth it though.
Mhm.
So worth
Mhm.
it. So worth it. I have to say, being a divorced woman, turning the tables back if I could. Oh, there's some shutting of the mouth.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
There's
Mhm.
some realizing, okay, he moves this way. I want him to move that way, but that's not how he moves.
Yeah.
That's not how he moves. So that expectation, not saying that, what I brought to the table was wrong or what he brought. And we just have to learn how to navigate that thing. For those of you who are navigating it, for those of you in that place, I made a video. I have this thing I'm doing, y'all. I started out, and I don't know how it started. I just started one day saying, and my sister was like, "You need to make this a thing." So I make these little short 15-second, 30-second videos, and I start out saying, "Hey, can I tell y'all something?" And it's always grabbing the attention of myself first.
Mhm.
And then when, whatever it is that I say, certain things that we need to do to realize it's a get back to basics. And I
Mhm.
said one time, I was like, can I tell y'all something? Relationships aren't hard. It's people in the
Mhm.
relationships that make them difficult.
Donna,
Mm-hmm.
you got to stop telling those kind of truths. Do you know when my clients get the angriest with me?
Mm-hmm.
When I tell them the answer is very simple. Do the opposite of what you're currently doing. Why are you oversimplifying it? I'm not oversimplifying it. The issue is you don't want to change.
It's
Right.
simple.
Right.
You
Right.
you you want to stay you and you want
Yeah.
the situation to change, but you don't want to
But
change.
you don't want to change.
So it's not that it's difficult. And you're right. Relationships are only hard because we make them hard.
We make them hard.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
And like Courtney, she's sitting over there. I can't wait till she get a man for real. And all these theories that she be throwing out there, how she gonna see like,
Oh,
God,
baby.
dog.
I'm coming to that wedding and I'm going to dance all night, baby. I'm going to
Oh,
dance all
Right. We
Perry, we
all
gonna be right
dancing.
next
That's
to
gonna
each
be a
other.
party.
night.
We gonna be right
Oh
next to each other
God.
doing it.
That's gonna be a party. That's gonna be a
but
party.
no, seriously though, I think when we lose, okay, there is a hierarchy in life and in relationships, right?
Yep.
The hierarchy is this. For those of you who who aspire to be Christ followers, you know God is first.
Mm-hmm.
Then it is your spouse next. Then it is your family. Then it's everything else.
Right.
Now, right there, the top four are not in that order in most households.
Right. Right.
Because in most households, it is career first, it is children next,
Children. Children.
and who, only God knows what some people put in. But the spouse normally way down the line somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so when things are out of order, that means it's not functioning properly, which means there are gonna be some negative recourse for that, right? But if you are hell bent on continuing the same path that you're on, it's gonna cause more problems.
Yep. Yep.
And so that's what we're really dealing with. We're dealing with this notion of I don't want to change, but I do want the situation to be better. But I still
Mm-hmm.
want to do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's never
Mm-hmm.
gonna work. It's never
Yep.
gonna work. It is
It
never gonna
doesn't.
work. And I don't care how much we fight and grimace. I tell people this all the time. I say, guys, listen, if you say you're a Christian, but you fighting against godly principles, you're gonna fail miserably all the time.
Every
Every
time.
time.
So I don't care that your feelings are hurt, that God says this is a sin. It's a sin.
Right. Right.
Corey, you believe in that order? You believe in the hierarchy? What he said? You believe that?
Absolutely.
Okay. I
Absolutely.
just
Well, I
wanted.
will say this.
I knew
You
this.
didn't insert the person in there at all. Um, I was taught God, you, spouse, and here's why you come second. Because if you don't take care of you, you can't do anything else. It's just like if the plane is starting to lose oxygen, you got to put your mask on before someone else.
First for
Hmm.
someone
Right.
else.
But it's not like a selfish kind of you. It's listen, you got to maintain. You got to do the things you have to do to make sure that you're available to do these things for everybody else. So it's not a selfish kind of you. But other than that, I believe in that hierarchy. Absolutely.
I go spouse, kids, dogs, sandwiches and shit. For real, that's me. That's how I move.
Yep. I'm God, my man, my man. My man, my man. My
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
My
Ain't nothing wrong with that, but there's nothing wrong with that though. That's real. That's
Hmm.
dope. That's dope.
Yeah, yeah. Cause there's some women that be like, my kids, cause I had
Oh
them.
man. Oh
Well,
boy.
girl, you
Oh
couldn't have
boy.
had them without one of them.
And
Like,
eventually they're gonna leave.
whether they buy right, them jokers, and they don't want to be around you half the time
No,
anyway. What
no.
you mean?
They're gonna find them somebody to snuggle up with, not look at you.
You better latch on to that husband or that wife. Talking about them
Man,
kids. Shoot.
man. And I tell a lot of people this, man. I say it on the podcast all the time. Relation doesn't make you a good person. Just because you're my mother, just because you're my father, my wife,
That's
my
right.
child, my brother,
True.
that don't mean you dope.
True.
That
That's
doesn't mean
right.
you're a good person.
That's right.
I don't put
Yep.
stock in relations like that, like family relationships. I don't. You just got to be a dope ass person. I don't care about all that. I really
Yeah,
don't.
that's right. That's right. That's right. So, y'all, as expected, this turned out great. As
Hoopla.
expected.
It did.
This
It did.
turned out great. So, um, if you were expecting in the title I said sex, now I have your attention. If you were expecting us to talk about positions and this and this and that, all of that plays a part. All of
It
that.
does.
Listen, let me say this. Let me say this. Brothers, I'm gonna say this. But I made a TikTok today, right? It just out the blue just came to me, right?
Mhm.
And I was like kind of paraphrasing because I can't flow it like I did earlier. It's different when you're doing the camera by yourself.
Mhm.
But I was pretty much like, brothers, like ladies, there's this certain thing that your man does. it's nonverbal directive, and you totally understand what it is that he's saying without him saying a word.
Mm-hmm.
Honey,
That thing right there, and I was like, brothers, do that thing. Do that.
honey,
Mm-hmm.
She'll understand you.
let him
Mm-hmm.
growl.
She'll understand you. Because
Hey
all
Donna,
that stuff comes into play.
Yeah.
You want a freak? Treat her like
Say
Honey,
it. Say
the
it.
growl.
number one that she is.
Mm.
Yeah.
Treat her that way. Yeah, same thing, vice versa. You want that man to be open and feel free flowing and no holds barred between the two of y'all, husband and wife, in the sanctity of your bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
Now
say
I harken back to what we was talking about earlier about change. Now, shit is gonna change.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when we get to the sex part of the marriage, as you get older, it's not gonna be the same. So don't be expecting it to. You know what I'm saying? You might still have the same vigor and stamina that you might have had 10 years ago, but your spouse might not, and it could go the other way. You
Ha.
gotta be ready for shit like that. And I'm so
yes,
serious. I'm
yes,
so
yes.
serious.
Hey
Mm-hmm.
Donna, I wanted to comment on something that Courtney said. Courtney said that she was taught that it's God, you, then whatever, right?
I was waiting for you, Jimmy. I was waiting for you.
I, um, I want you to understand if God is actually central, God is taking care of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we get our replenishing from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
See, because our connection with God got to be first. It is His responsibility to give us everything we need,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's why we shouldn't be expecting everything we need from someone
From
outside of God,
somebody else.
There you
right?
go.
Agree.
So it's from that relationship with you and God, your needs are your spiritual and physical and emotional and mental needs are being met.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, and if we really have the right relationship with God, guess what we'll do properly? We'll choose the right spouse.
The right
Mm.
spouse.
Say that.
Woo,
Say that.
woo,
I agree. I
And,
agree.
and they
Most of
and
woo.
they might
I
just come to
agree.
you. You don't have to go looking for
most of most of us didn't choose the right spouse based on the biblical principles, which is another reason why a lot of struggles exist.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
because think about this. If both of
That's
you all
right.
profess to be Christ followers, right, and both of you all profess to be following principles, right, why are y'all struggling?
This is true.
Yeah, somebody lying.
it.
Somebody ain't following God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be fighting each other all the time. Because God would be your central. He would be the balancing act
Yeah.
between your emotions, between your desires. He would tell you if your desire is reasonable or not, based on His principles. But when He ain't really the center, you going off you in society,
Mm.
Yeah.
and that's what's really going down. And we're not honest about these things. Because Donna,
Yeah.
99.9% of my clients are alleged Christians.
Right. Right. Right.
Alleged.
Yeah,
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, but when you listen to them, what godly principle did that come from?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so
I get it.
yeah. So I know that we're struggling with trying to create this hybrid lifestyle. And let me articulate what I mean by that.
Yeah.
We know, or we should know, that if we want to have a successful, peaceful, fulfilling life, if we just follow God's principles, that would happen. That does not mean that we won't have some troubles. He said those are going to always be here. But
Right.
because we have that connection with God, we'll have fewer of those than we do the other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is, we're not following godly principles. We still want to make a hybrid out of them. We'll do a little bit of what he said, but we're going to do most of what we want to do. And
Mm-hmm.
so when those consequences from what we want to do come,
That's a problem.
now it's a problem.
That's a
And,
problem.
and that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with this hybrid society. We don't really want to commit to the godly principles. We really do believe deep down inside we know better than God.
Because let me tell you, if a relationship ending does not align you, your purpose is wrong. Your purpose is wrong. Because most people get out of relationships, something ends, and they want to fuss, rant, and rave, and talk about the other person, what he didn't do, what she didn't do, da 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 da. That's your restart, your re-kick. It should align you
It
if you're
can't
dealing
align
with
you.
these principles in the proper way.
It can't align you when you always think it's somebody else's fault.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I said if those principles
Right.
line up in the right way.
Well, you just said it. If you're focused on what they did, that means you're
Right,
not focused on the role you played in it.
right. That's why I
So,
said a breakup should align you if
mm,
you're focusing on that accountability.
and
That
we know.
accountability. If
So,
you
so,
looking at that.
so,
Huh?
Donna, statistics tell us that that's not the case.
Well, yeah.
And
Yeah.
let me tell you how I know that.
Yeah.
Statistics say a person that's been married, that's getting married for the second time, is likely to get divorced faster than he did or she did the first time.
The first
And a
time.
person that is getting married for a third time, it shows you that. Because here's what's happening: that person ain't changing; they just changing partners.
Yeah. Yeah.
They putting on partners like they put on underwear.
Mm-hmm.
And the only problem is they never put themselves in the washing machine to clean
I was
the
just about to say that.
filth off them.
Yep. Yep.
And so,
And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. If it does not align you,
yep,
if you don't realize where you went wrong and the corrections that you need to make and do that finger pointing this way,
Say the A word.
that accountability. Hey. It's not going to change. You're right. You just changing. You just changing. And y'all know me. I'm very transparent because I truly believe mistakes and pitfalls that I have made and things that I did not do correctly, somebody else is walking that same path. And I need you to focus and realize and see you don't have to walk that same path.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm that person. I've been married more than once. And reasoning being, just like Jimmy said, that second time I wasn't looking to be better. I'm like, okay, I was good at the first time. That was him. It had to be him. So let's do this again with somebody that appreciates who this sister is.
Mm-hmm.
But that accountability.
Mm-hmm.
I have learned to think in a different way. Like if a relationship ends for me, I'm looking at what the hell did I do?
Mm-hmm.
Now, he could have been awful because I left an abusive relationship and he was awful. I mean, there's facts to certain things that say what they are, but I still had to say, what even got me there?
Yeah.
Why did I? What was I doing? So, then where is Kevin at? Kevin, my bell ringer, you know. Yeah, when I say counseling, Perry, I got this thing when I say counseling, ding, ding, ding. I'm adding accountability to that. Accountability gonna be
and it's so
ringing these
funny
bells.
you said that. I'm about to start my process for my VA benefits, and my cousin is a certified counselor here, and I'm going to see her. And I've always said, man, I don't need no counseling. I fix that shit myself. I'm a man, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm going to sit right on her goddamn couch.
That's right.
I mean, that's my first cousin. But we about to kick it.
Perry,
That's right.
Perry, do you know how many men say that foolery right there?
I know, man. It's sad, ain't it?
And,
It
and let
really
me,
is.
and this is what I do when I talk to my guys. I say, guys, let me ask you a question. At what point are you gonna fix it?
Okay. Because that's just talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I'm talking and that keep you off me. That'll get you off.
Perry, do a person that know how to play basketball gotta announce he know how to play?
Okay. All right. Exactly. That first dribble, you like, oh, that boy nice.
You know what I'm saying? Perry, before you even put the ball in your hand, other folk gonna tell you that boy can ball.
Yeah, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look at this shit.
They gonna say by the walk.
So whenever you hear a man going, man, I can fix it if I want to. Oh, so you don't want to fix it? That's what you're telling me,
right?
man. Because bro, if you could have, you would have.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because trust me, you suffered along the way for them bad decisions you made.
Yeah. Why would you want to be deliberately broken? That makes no fucking sense.
Well, it's not that you want to be deliberately broken. It's that you're afraid of how what the fiction is going to require.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
And I'm like I said, that's literally that she's really my first cousin, grew up together and everything, and she lives down here too. But I am going to sit down with her, and we about to have a heart to heart. I'm a little nervous, but
You
there's some
should
shit I
be.
got to get off my chest. I got to get it off.
Well, here's the good thing about going to your cousin. She knows you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there are gonna be some things she's gonna point out to you
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
about you that could be potential issues,
Yeah,
that you've experienced.
I know what you're saying.
And let me just say this, Perry, I call it the hot seat with my clients. I say when you get in that hot seat, sometimes it's hard.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
hot seat is uncomfortable. You hear me?
yeah.
I will challenge you to resist the desire to defend yourself.
Mm.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm
I
thinking,
like
could
that.
I do that?
That's what I'm
Resist
saying. I'm
desire.
sitting here when
What
you
you
said
say,
it.
Corey?
I'm
I said, I
saying,
was
yes,
thinking, could I do that?
I do.
Could
Could I
you
do that?
could you do that?
Could I?
Yeah.
Same
Most of
thing I
us,
said when you said
most
it.
of us
I said
can't.
it.
Most
It's
of
a
us can't,
process.
because we want to see. Corey, remember on one of our last episodes, I said all of us have a image of ourselves in our head, what we want to be,
Mm-hmm.
but that
Absolutely.
ain't who. That's not who we actually are,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for who we want to be in our head. We're not fighting for who we actually are, because if we were fighting for who we are, we would know that people are not lying on us.
Mm. Mm.
But we're
Mm.
fighting that imaginary us. We're fighting for that imaginary. That's why we're so defensive. That's not me. No, no. You could repeat back to a person exactly what they said or did, and then they'll get offended that you said it.
Right.
You attacking me? Like what? I'm attacking?
These are your
No,
words. They came from
What you
you.
said?
Me, you
right.
attacking you.
I just repeated back to you what you said or
What
did.
you
How am
said.
I attacking you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, because it goes back to what I said earlier. A lot of us are not willing to. We're not willing or ready to change in that moment. That's why we're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
See, we're requiring everything around us to change, but we don't want to change, and that's not how it works.
It does
Nope.
not, sir.
Nope.
It's never gonna play out in your favor when you refuse to make the adjustments.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just not. Well, look, guys, I'm finished bowling, and everybody
Empty,
leaving.
empty. Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
but
Jimmy, I appreciate you.
sis, first of all, when I log on and I'm bowling, don't call me out, because I'll be like, God dog it, I shouldn't have logged in. Now I hear this conversation, I want to say something.
Yeah.
Look, I know you. I knew what I was doing.
But no, this is a very good topic. And Corey, it was so nice seeing you. Cortland, man, I miss you guys, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Perry, we did a 6-week series called
Uh-huh.
It's Your Fault.
Oh man.
We
Oh.
did
Corey, was it 6 weeks or did she keep adding weeks?
I did, because it was good. It was good.
What is it? Okay.
Hey, but to let you
It was
all know, that's
great.
the point. That
It was
is
good.
on the YouTube channel. We did a 6-week, I think it was a 6, 7, 8 week, maybe. But it is on the YouTube channel, Real Life Relationship Growth, you guys. Please go there, subscribe, and enjoy all the videos. This one tonight, you can share it. I really, really appreciate you all. Perry and the Black. Look, I love it. That's gonna be our thing,
Yeah,
Perry. That's
Black.
gonna be our
Yeah,
thing.
I
Perry
don't.
and the Black.
We was just looking at each other as soon as you said, "All right, don't put y'all backstage." He was like, "Get the hell out of here, boy."
Yep. But you always in the crutch. You there in the vocals. So we appreciate that.
I
Cortland,
appreciate that.
Cortland jumped off. He went to check on nephew. So but y'all, again, I really appreciate y'all. Corey B, my girl.
CB.
My girl. My girl. All right, y'all. So y'all have a wonderful night. We appreciate everybody who logged on. Please subscribe, like, and share this video, because we are here to have healthy, productive relationships. And if we don't talk about the ugly of it, we're not going to get to the good of it. So let's stop pretending and understand that love and healthy love can look ugly, but it can be the best thing. It can be the best thing. Congratulations to you and the wife, Perry.
Congratulations.
Happy anniversary. Tell her I said happy anniversary. I can't wait to meet her.
Oh
I
yeah, I'll
can't
be
wait
glad
to
when you
meet her.
slide through so we can do this thing.
Yeah. Y'all look for the Husband Show podcast. The Husband Show podcast. They are also on YouTube. These brothers, we got 4 husbands, a collection of how many years of marriage, Perry?
70. Over 70.
70 years of marriage
Over
between
70.
all of them. So
Yep.
kudos to y'all. So y'all go and check their podcast out, The Husband Show podcast on YouTube. And when you start following that, you guys will get directions to follow other platforms that they're on
That's
as
right.
well.
That's right.
Yep. They're on as well. So y'all have a wonderful night. And hey, go love on somebody. Go love on somebody because somebody truly, truly needs it.
Right.
All right, y'all.
Good
Have a
night.
good one.